Welcome back to Spend Too Much Diecast. What is going on, crew? Welcome back to the channel. To all the returning crew members, if you're new here to the channel, welcome to Spend Too Much Diecast. We do lots of diecast unboxings, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Jada, Disney, Lucara, card breaks, and this one here, which is the FanHome Fast and Furious Nissan Skyline build. So I got my new parts in today. Actually, I got them in a while ago, but I figured we'll go ahead and do the build right now. So I think I'm going to do this video just a little bit different than I have been doing it. The other videos are kind of long, me showing every step of the build. I think what I'm going to be doing now, we're going to try it out this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think I'm just going to be doing like the build. Like here we have is the 12th build. I think I'm just going to put everything together and then kind of show you how I did it and the steps like that, rather than doing fast and all that stuff. I think the videos are getting a little bit too long, and we kind of just want to see the progression of how the car is being built. So on that note, let's go ahead and see what parts we're getting today. So we have, I think, 9 through 14. So these are all going to be small kind of builds, just adding a little bit at a time. But here is your 9 magazine. Again, lots of information about the movie, about the history of Nissan and Skyline and all that other stuff. So here we're going to be doing stage 9 is the front suspension system. I'm guessing part 2. So in this issue, you will assemble parts for the front knuckle. And you can see there's only about 5 or 6 pieces. So it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. And then that will be the finished product. So I think what I'm going to do is build it and then come back and show you guys what it all looks like and going from there. Because a lot now is going to start getting a lot of small pieces. All right, and then we have number 10. Again, a lot of information, really cool stuff on the movie and the stuff like that. So here, stage 10 is Turbo System Part 1. In this issue, we'll start to assemble the turbo system of our Nissan GTR. We will attach the air inlet and exhaust outlet ducts as soon as the turbo drive valves, compressors, and turbine castings. So in this one, we're going to be doing the turbo and a little bit more parts for the motor. And that'll be our end product. And issue 11. Again, the magazine about Nissan. What do we got here? Okay, so stage 11, we're going to be doing the fuel injection system. In this issue, we will continue to assemble of the engine block by attaching parts including the crankcase, compressor, fuel rail, and injector ramp. You can use tweezers to fit small parts. See, this is going to be a lot of small parts to do on camera. But we'll come back and then we'll see what it all looks like. So we're actually going to be getting a pretty detailed engine coming up here. All right, then we got 12. Again, more on the book, more on the history. 12, we're doing the front suspension system part 3. In this issue, we will be assembling the right knuckle. So then we'll have the left and the right knuckle on our suspension. Then we have 13 issue. They gave us a lot of builds this time, which is pretty cool. Ooh, Tej's Garage. All right, we're going to be doing the front steering and suspension. So it looks like we're going to be adding the coilover and probably the steering rack and pinion. so more to the steering. And then the last issue for this release is 14. I liked her in the movie. Monica. What was her name? Monica? Wasn't it Monica Fuentes? Yeah, Monica Fuentes. All right, so on this side, we're going to be doing the left, or the front left brake 1. So we did, remember we did the brake, we did one of the brakes on the other side. Now we're doing the other brake for the other side. So those are going to be what we're going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and get some of my stuff opened, and then we'll come back and we'll see what the build is all about. Alrighty guys, here we go. So this is going to be the build we're doing. We're working on the front suspension. You can kind of see that we're going to be getting the knuckle part together. So basically, here is your here is part of the knuckle. Then we're going to put, it almost looks like a shock absorber in there, and then it looks like we're going to be putting the bracket on there, and then we're going to be adding the upper end of the knuckle connect with part AM screw. So that's where it looks like we're going to be doing. I think I'm going to get some of this built, and then we'll come back and we'll see what it's all about. All right, and then we're just here for a quick update. Basically, this is what we have so far, starting the knuckle and the suspension. And now it looks like we're going to be taking our cross member that we did before, and I believe this is going to be on the left side here. This is basically going to connect there, and then the only thing we have left, it looks like, is some plastic and rubber parts. So once we go ahead and get all this attached, I'll come back and show you exactly what we're looking at. Alrighty guys, and here is the recap of this build. So we basically built this knuckle here. We have the dust cap on. We have parts of the suspension here, and then we do have a inner dust cap and the left drive shaft pieces left over, which are going to be for another video. But basically this is what we added to the suspension today. I think another video, we have the other side we're going to do part of this video, and I even think we're going to be adding the shock absorbers as well. So basically that was this video, or this, not this video, but this part of the video, because we're going to be doing all these builds. It's going to be 9 through 14, so that's why you can kind of see me just kind of building them off camera, just because I know if I do them on camera, it's going to take a lot more longer of a video. And with these smaller suspension parts, it's very hard to do it on the table in front of me. Sometimes I need to bring it up to my chest to get the right angle and all that. But there are my leftover parts. So that was this one. That was episode 9. So what are we doing for episode number 10? I think 10, we're going to be going back and adding some parts to the motor. Yep, we are. All right. So here we're going to be adding the turbo system. If you guys remembered from the other videos, we did add some of the exhaust, the alternator, the oil filter, some of the stuff up here. So now we're going to be adding more to it. Looks like we're going to be adding some headers, the turbo exhaust, all that good stuff. So throughout this build, again, I will cut back and forth so you guys can kind of see where we are updating on the video. So 10. So here are some of the parts that we're going to be adding. So I'm going to go ahead, get all this stuff opened up, and then we'll see where we're at. First step right away, we went ahead and did the air inlet duct hose. Pretty cool. Alrighty guys, and there is the next update. We went ahead and installed the exhaust manifolds. Again, I just want to tell you, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but make sure you don't over tighten your screws, because I did have a little hairline crack on the plastic by going a little bit too tight. So you just want to snug all this stuff in. But there is the next step. It looks like next we're going to be positioning the compressor housing and putting that together. So we'll be right back again. Alrighty, here's another update. We added some, almost looks like the turbo and the turbine in the first exhaust outlet we added. Now it looks like that is going to be added to one of these intakes right here. So that's going to be our first turbo added there. So we'll go ahead and get some of this stuff added and then come back and see what it all looks like. Alrighty guys, and we are back. There it is. So there is the first turbo we added, the second turbo, the heat shields, blow-off valves, and then we did add the intake up here, and then we added another pipe here, which will eventually connect to other stuff. And then we have our two pipes, exhaust pipes going down. So this was the build. We are adding a lot more to this motor. I think we also do have coming up in this video, we're going to be adding the fuel rails. So this motor is taking shape more and more. So now I'm going to get all my extra screws put away. And let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be doing on the next build. All right, build number 11. And we're going to be adding the injectors on. So again, a lot of small pieces on this part. Again, I'm probably going to build it off camera. You can kind of see, look how small that stuff is going to be on the motors. So I want to make sure that I get everything done very nicely. And it is very hard to do it while working in front of the camera. So that's why on this video, I've been doing it off to the side. But here are all the parts of that. Look at those small injectors and all that good stuff. So we will be checking back throughout this build so you guys can kind of see where we're at. But let's go ahead and get this one started. Alrighty, holy crap guys, that was very tedious. But there is the fuel rail. So they had this rail right here, and I had to stick the blue on the top, the red on the bottom, and then I don't know if you can see right here, but there's these little, I think did I have one left? I do not, but there's these little black valves that went in between there to give it some detail. You can see it right there. All those had to be put in. I was happy that they did supply us with some pliers, because if they did not, I would have had no idea how to do that with my fingers. But there is that part. Now it looks like we're going to just be adding some accessories and some hoses. So we'll go ahead, do that, and come back. Another good thing that they did have is they did supply us with some extra pieces just in case we lost them or broke them. So that is really cool. All right, let's continue and we'll check in a minute. Alrighty guys, and let's recap this motor. We did a lot. All right, so we went ahead and added the valve, the fuel injectors. We also put the fuel cap on, or the oil cap on. We did some piping here. Piping went down into the intake. And then we also did add a cover here. And then we added some pulley brackets and some other accessories up here for the pulley system. So overall, the motor is coming along very, very nicely. I think that's all that we have for motor builds on this video. So you can see this thing is going to look awesome once it fits into our Nissan. All right, so that was the 11th issue. We are now going to be going on to the 12th. So we have 3 more to do, 12, 13, and 14. And I think this one is going to be, yep, this is what I thought it was going to be. In the beginning of the video, remember we added the knuckle for the one side. Now we're going to go ahead and rebuild this entire knuckle and do it on the opposite side. So that is going to be this build right here, number 12. So all the parts, all the screws. There's everything. So we'll go ahead and get that knuckle built and then add it to our suspension. Then we have a brake part to do and another part possibly of, no, then we have the springs. So maybe the last two parts we'll do on camera just because they look to be small. So let's go ahead, get this thing started, and then we'll come back. Crew, and we are back. So I went ahead, finished off the other side of the knuckle, which you can see right here. So now we have both knuckles over here. I went ahead and opened all the other stuff. So I'm going to do these last two parts on camera just because I think they'll be a little bit easier. So eventually, here's our wheel. Our wheel will eventually fit into here and have full suspension and brakes and steering and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and continue on with this build. All right, let's get that moved off to the side for now. All righty. All right, looks like we are starting to build the shock system. So let's go ahead, get all that stuff poured out so we can see what we're doing. All right, so it looks like we have this part here, which is going to be inserted into one of these pieces here. So let's make sure we have the right stuff. Insert bottom left front shock absorber and support between holes in the left shock absorber. Oh, so it's probably going to be like that. Okay, and make sure, oh, there's a note. Refer to the image for the correct positioning of the highlighted tab or parts, then connect the screws together. Ooh, even the springs are metal. All right, so it says this tab needs to be at the bottom. So it'll be like that, and then it says to get screws EM. And again, I'll probably fast forward a little bit of this just so you guys aren't seeing me struggle. All right, definitely had to do that on camera. It needs to go in, down, and popped up. It did bite me a couple of times. But that is that. All right. So now we're going to have to do the right side. Okay, now this one says that the tab needs to go up, which is there, and then again the EM screw, which would be here. All right, so same thing again, probably gonna have to do this off camera, but this goes in and down and over. All right, so I got it started. Then I actually just took a vice grip and helped it move over. All right, there we go, popped in. Hopefully these, I put these the right way, because if I have to take these back off, I have no idea. All right, well, I suppose I should have done that before I did the other one. All right, well, let's see, hopefully this is right. All right, so the left, which was this one, all right, is gonna slide onto here. But it doesn't say which way the pivot should go. Connect parts with AM screw. Is that what these were? AM. All right, so there we are, front suspension with the shocks in. All right, now it looks like we're going to be doing stuff with the front end. So there's an, let's see, right and left. So, all right. So there is the front linkage. And then it says this goes into here. And this is probably going to connect to something down below. Sure is. All right. So, okay, let's put this back together. Okie dokie. All right, so there's a lot going on here. This is going to connect into this. Okay, this plastic piece then is going to connect there. Yeah, and then that is going to connect into there. There we go. All right, so now I got to screw everything in. I got to screw a screw there, screw there, screw there, and a screw there, and then we'll come back and check it in. Alrighty, crew, and we are back. So we got it. So that was our steering linkage. So now when the wheels turn, they will turn together, left and right. So that is pretty cool. All right, so we have one more part of this video. This one will be extremely short. There's only 2 screws because we've already done one of these before, but this is going to be to do the left brake. So now we have the left and the right brake. This thing is going to be easy. Like I said, it's 2 screws and 3 snap-in pieces. So here is the first part that we're snapping in. There we go. That was step number 1. And then step number 2 is basically going to be to screw in these 2 parts. And that is it. All right, so here is the thing. Here is the slotted rotor. And I do believe, yep, it gets screwed in just like that with these little tiny baby screws. That's 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. I don't know why they separated this. They should have just made it all 1 step. But there is that. And that was your final step. Like I said, nothing to it at all. That one was easy. So then eventually they will go together, connect into that. Eventually, you know, that'll go into there. This will probably connect up somewhere here. So overall, pretty good. All right, so there we go, guys. There is the end of the video. If you guys haven't already, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the Spend Too Much Diecast crew. Hit the bell notification. Give this video a thumbs up. All that good stuff. We do put up a lot of videos here on the channel. Card breaks, diecast cars. We started doing the other stuff, but just some other parts we have for this video. Like I said, check out the links down below. Hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. We are getting this vehicle put together more and more. Hopefully we'll have some more parts coming soon for you guys. But there it is. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And we'll see you on the next unboxing, build, card break, all that good stuff here at Spend Too Much Diecast. Bye.